I have a drone. I have an Apple. Apple drone. Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here. What I got for you today is a review of the leading RC130W. But before we get into that, I got to give my shout out here to my notification squad winner for today is Barry Shings. Congratulations, Barry Shings, on being the first to say first in one of my videos. Okay, what is the leading RC130W? It is an Apple. You can convert it into a drone by simply pressing this button. Okay, now looking at the front of this drone, you can see it has a camera, and it is supposedly a 720p HD camera that we can record video to our iPhone or Android phone that attaches to the controller. Here, I'll be attaching my phone here in a little bit here, but other than that, you know, it's a little collapsible drone meant for, you know, easy carrying. Well, I don't know how about easy, because it is the shape of an apple, but it would fit in a large pocket. Take it with you, pop it open, and go flying somewhere. It is controlled via controller or via its app, and its app is RC Leading app, HJRC Leading app. But you know, if you want good precise control, I would recommend using the controller. Let's go over the controller before we go further into the Apple. It has buttons here. It says photo and video in the instructions, but that is for a version that would be carrying an SD card. This does not work with the Wi-Fi version. It does have headless mode and one key return, which you press here. In the instructions, they say this is your takeoff landing button, but that is wrong. It is one key return button. It does have flip, which you activate by pressing this button here. The sticks, if you press into them, don't do anything. It has lights. You can turn the lights off, and you can change the rates by pressing this button here. Moving left or right on these buttons here adjust the yaw trim, and this is roll trim and pitch trim, and it has an on-off switch on the back, and is powered by I'm trying to remember, 3 AA batteries, and on the back also you have a little compartment here for storing whatever you want to store. I don't know what you'd be storing in there, but it does have a compartment on the back. So, looking closer at the Apple, let's look a little closer. Again, it has this camera in the front there. You can see its battery inside there. The battery is not replaceable unless you, well, you pop it open and you can replace it that way. But if you want to swap it out in the field, you cannot do such. So you have to recharge it via this charging port right here. It also has an on-off switch right there. I had to look all over to find this on-off switch, but there it is, just above the charging port. And this button here opens the arms from a closed position. If you snap them shut, you press that button, this button there, and they pop open. So that's it. Let's fire up the Apple and its app and its controller and see how it performs. So I hope you enjoy this flight. The first thing I want to do is turn on the Apple, and we'll turn on its controller with my phone. And bind it. Let's see, was it on that way? Now there we go. And it's on, and binding it, and starting the motors, and taking to the air. And the first thing I want to do is turn off the controller. 1001, 1002, 1003, so it lands itself. It lands itself. We don't have to worry about flyaways. Okay, with that in mind, let's put it back on the pad. Rebind it to the controller by turning the controller off and on. Rebinding it, and motors are started, and stopping the motors by bringing them inboard like such. Okay, I'm going to turn on the app, and we'll proceed with FPV flying. Okay, this is the RC Leading app, HJRC Leading app. First thing before you open up and hit play, go into your settings by hitting that gear icon and make sure Preview 720p is turned on. Right there, it's turned off. Now I turn it on. If it's not turned on, you'll be getting low-res video. And then hit the upper left corner button there, and we'll go back to the main screen, and then hit play. And we have FPV video. I'm going to take off my glasses so I can see this better. And we are going to hit record for video recording. And we are recording. And again, we start the motors by going down and out, and then giving it throttle to take to the air. And I'm going to get in front of it. Get a little more throttle. and say, how do you like my shirt today, folks? But there it is, drifting by me. Could use a little bit backward trim, I think. Let me see if it, let's see which way it goes here. Or actually forward trim. Yeah, backward trim. So backward trimming it, and right trimming it, and we got just about a good hover. Let's try a flip. Pressing the flip button. Try a right flip. Try a left flip. So it's actually not doing too bad, folks. Now remember, this has headless mode, so let's turn that on. Is it actually headless mode? Yes, it is. And since we got headless mode, what can I do with that? I can do a little bit of follow me. Simulated follow me. Interesting little quadcopter. I'm going to go by, pushing it back out again. Ooh, it's muddy here. I don't want to go much further. It's real muddy here, folks. So, okay. Just showing you the Apple coming out of headless mode. Now let's go back up in this direction again and demonstrate that one key return. Here it comes back, one key return. Now remember, one key return is not a true return to home. What it does, folks, I'm going to turn it toward me, is fly the exact opposite direction the quadcopter was pointed. I don't know where it's going now. So bringing it back toward me. Okay, let me stop this video recording and start it again. And let's see how acrobatic this thing is. It actually flies kind of nice. Let's see if I can get it to do... Yes, you can do a rolling flip or on the go roll. And I would have never thought this Apple could fly, but it actually flies rather well. Okay, was out of range there. Was it in, I think it was in headless mode, folks, because I was losing orientation completely on that thing. Let's go back over it. Hope it didn't hurt itself. Kind of a hard landing there. But we'll go back over, then take it back to its landing pad, and we will calibrate its gyros, and I'll show you how to do that, folks, once we get back to the pad. We still have Wi-Fi FPV, so that's working. And the sun's finally coming out today. There we go. So, rebinding the transmitter. Turn the transmitter back on again. And rebinding. Making sure we got control. We do. And turning off the motors by going like that. Now, if you move both sticks down and to the left, that recalibrates the gyros, so that should help us give it a little more smooth flight, I'm hoping. And starting the video again, and taking to the air again, because going back into headless mode, what I want to do is get in front of it and select picture. Go up a bit higher, right there. Okay, that's enough pictures. And going forward again. But yeah, this thing flies pretty darn well. Oh, okay, it's still in headless mode. I did that before. Okay, we're out of headless mode now. So the flying Apple, it flies surprisingly well. I guess those motors on it give it more than enough oomph to need it. Let's go up higher. We'll go up high. And do a rotate right about there. And coming back down. How about a landing from way up there? Oh yeah, that's right. This doesn't have automatic landing. I pressed that button again. It is one key return on that button. Okay, the lights are blinking now. That was its landing on when the lights blink. So that was its automatic landing, folks, on LVC. So if you're very high on LVC, be careful because it will come down fast. Actually, this thing's probably, it'd be best to keep this thing low. So that is the RC130 Flying Apple. Hope you enjoyed this flight. This is Quadcopter 101, signing out.